Um, Surprise early stream on a day that I normally stream like 12 hours from now, pretty much. But I wanted to revive the Pokemon Violet paldealocke. I've been debating on how I wanted to do this, but I think just being transparent about it is the best. We tried Airy at the end of last stream, and through a combination of me playing pretty badly, getting really unlucky, and honestly, Airy just kind of going ham. Like, the AI completely outplayed me in that battle, and we ended up wiping. But I never actually used my Revival Blessing on our boy Rabska, so for the sake of plot, we're going forward with the Nuzlocke. At least one more attempt at Airy. Now that I have wiped, I'm allowing myself just full access to information at this point because, quite frankly, I don't have time to redo this Nuzlocke again. That's the main reason why I'm not just going back to Ground Zero, because I'm doing this on console. Console grinding's a pain in the ass. Like, I don't really like having to just do Terra battles for hours to get enough candies to be able to keep going with this. I understand the struggle of doing Nuzlocks on console now. I will probably just do them when I have access to rare candies going forward, but all that's to say that we're back in front of Airy and ready to prep for her again. Now that I know that her Pokemon have moves outside of their regular moveset, I went ahead and just looked it up. And Airy has a Toxicroak with Poison Jab, Brick Break, and Sucker Punch, as we learned the hard way last time. So I will absolutely be trying to put either Substitute on something that I'm leading with, or just leading with something that can resist the Sucker Punch. Pissimian has Close Combat, Rock Tomb, and Seed Bomb, since we didn't really see anything of that moveset last time, since I think it just dropped directly to the Flamingo. Lucario has Dragon Pulse, Aura Sphere, and Dark Pulse. For some reason, I wasn't really expecting it to have Dark Pulse. I was expecting it to have Flash Cannon, but looking at that moveset, that thing is completely hard-rolled by Dot Spun, so I guess we'll just do that. The Annihilate is scary as fuck, because it has both Ice Punch and Fire Punch. Which, like, I guess technically speaking, Ice Punch and Fire Punch don't really hit that much differently, really. Especially with close combat on this roster, but it does basically mean that, like, nothing... Like, there's not really, like, a great reason to bring Tinkaton in this fight, which kind of sucks. Hey, Circle. How's it going? Good to see you. But there's, like, not really a great reason to bring Tinkaton in this fight, unless I wanted to bring it specifically for Lucario, I guess. But even then, I don't really want to take in Aura Spheres, really. Do I have an Assault Vest, actually? Okay, and I have more candies than I thought I did, at least, so we should at least potentially be able to do Elite Four if we can get through this battle. No, that seems like an item I should have. Can I get an Assault Vest by now? Delibird presents Mezagoza for 50,000. Okay. There's a chance that this is a post-game item, but I'm gonna go try to pick it up right now. I also have to be very mindful to never go back over... Where is it? Wherever the damn lighthouse is. It's down here more. I'm way up on the map. Don't go back to the lighthouse until I'm ready to, like, actually battle, because Arvin is there and waiting for me at level 63, so... But yeah, I think lore-wise, being able to use my Rabska's Revival Blessing is basically a way to scout out how hard Airy actually is fine. It's not ideal, Like, obviously, in an ideal situation, I would have probably just reset here, but it's okay. I've come to terms with it. I beat myself up kind of a lot about it after stream, if I'm being honest, and I'm kind of not super happy about how upset I got about it. So, I'm trying to remind myself that I am just doing this to make Pokemon more fun and not, like, super stressful. The stress adds to the tension, but it shouldn't be, like, the main reason I'm playing Pokemon, because then that defeats the entire point. Please tell me this isn't a post-game item. So I would really like an Assault Vest right now. Oh, there's one on the ground. Okay, well, I mean, I have the money for this, but... Hi, Talia and Splee. Yeah, Bun is out at a friend took her out for breakfast for her birthday for, it was like a nice little surprise thing, so I'm kind of just here and chilling. Hope y'all are doing well. So I decided to just pop back on and get a little bit farther in my Nuzlocke today. Okay, so full disclosure, I had like 3 things that I wanted to stream today, and I really like kind of decided like very last minute that I was going to play Pokemon. I am trying to take time off this week because Bun's not streaming this week, and quite frankly, if I'm streaming, she's kind of streaming too, so like I'm kind of trying to take time off with her. But I am excited to announce that we will be doing Quickie World 3 playtesting on stream at some point soon. I don't know exactly when, but it will be coming soon, because I'm in the Discord for it. Yeah. Honestly, it's been a while since I've like sat down and done like a full game of playtesting. Like, I kind of did it with Bufflin's stuff, and I'll do it again whenever he needs me to finish testing stuff. Quickie 3 isn't, like, done yet, I don't think, but it is on its way. I think he said there's, like, 20 exits to check already, which is pretty cool. It's on the ground behind a warehouse. Oh, sure is. Okay. Cool. Okay. Well, in that case, welcome to the team, Tinkaton, because you are now a pretty good counter for this Lucario, which saves Dotspun health for something else. Kevin's gonna need an air balloon because I really underestimated the power of shift gear high horsepower last time. If I have a Shuckaberry, that might be good too. Hey Juice, how's it going? Good to see you. Thank you. I definitely need the luck. We are going up against a fight that is very genuinely terrifying and run-ending. We will give you our brand new Assault Vest. Wherever it might be. There it is. Okay, so for those that don't know what an Assault Vest is, basically I now have 1.5 times the SPDF I had before, but the only drawback is that I can't use status moves. So everything on this moveset's fine, but like if I had Encore or like Yawn or something, I couldn't use it. But basically, especially since I'm plus SPDF, holy shit, this thing's like perfect actually. I didn't notice that because you don't really want a special attacking Tinkaton anyway. Since the thing's plus SPDF and it also has an Assault Vest now, the only thing that Lucario can even hit me with like at all is Aura Sphere, and that's gonna be neutral and not do a ton, I don't think. I do have to be careful about using Fake Out against it, though, because I can activate Steadfast, so it's good to know that it has Steadfast. Do you have like a ground move or something? Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well today. I don't know how long stream's going to be today because it's honestly kind of just wall buns out and stuff. We're going to get our couples tattoo tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited about that. But we're going to be going to bed like super early tonight to make sure that we're prepared and up early for it. Okay. Oh, I do have a shuckaberry. Okay. I think the shuckaberry is going to be more helpful right there. Because I need to be able to take a high horsepower from the Starmobile if worst comes to worst. No, we're getting matching Paupo fruits from Kingdom Hearts. It's just going to be like a little... I think it's going to be right here. We haven't actually decided where it's going to be yet. It might be on my forearm, or our forearms, and it might be on our legs, but I think it kind of just depends on when we get there. But yeah, we're gonna get a Paupo fruit from Kingdom Hearts. It's a little like star fruit thing that if you eat it with your partner, you're there forever. I forget the exact dialogue for it, but yeah, fun thought about it, and I was excited about it too. So I'm glad that it was able to happen like that. I don't happen to have a Yachi berry, right? Okay. Okay, one thing at a time. This is the team that I want to bring for this, right? Because I guess... No, because I need an Ice Punch switch in. And honestly, this actually handles Annihilate pretty well. Because the only thing Annihilate can do is either Ice Punch... Oh no, it could Rage Fist me, of course. In that case, do I have a... This is a Ghost Berry, right? Yeah. Am I really running Cassie Berry Skeletor just my counter for Annihilate? I guess it's an answer for Annihilate, not necessarily a counter for it. Do I have... Okay. I think given the flow of the battle that I'm expecting into my head, Shuckaberry for the Starmobile is better than Cassie Berry for the Annihilate. Sorry, I'm running through a lot of stuff in my head right now just to make sure that this all kind of works out well. Fake Tears would have actually been a pretty decent strat if I'm not going Assault Vest. Yeah, its fates become intertwined, thank you. I knew it was something prettier than what I said it was, but I couldn't remember what it was, because of course I couldn't the second I was actually like trying to remember it. Okay. I need substitute on at least you. It's kind of cool that Spather can learn Brave Bird. It makes sense, but I wasn't really thinking about that, if I'm being perfectly honest. I could Calm Mind stall. Because Sucker Punch only has 5 PP, right? Yeah, okay. I think I'm going to use one of my Calm Mind TMs here, too. And we're just going to go all out with this Espathra, I think. I've been trying to avoid using these like really powerful TMs like Calm Mind and stuff, but I think this is the point of the game at which I need to be using them, so... That doesn't help me at all because everything resists rock type moves. Okay. So the one thing on this team that I guess feels redundant at this point would actually be the Dot Spun. But I kind of want it here for Fast Charm if I have to. And also I think this is an okay fight if I have to sack it off here. I don't really like want to do that, but if I have to, I can. And I do have to probably just be okay with something from this team dropping, even though I don't want to, because this fight is hard, so... I need to just be okay with if something has to drop in order for me to get damage or get a clean switch or something. I have to. I can't do it too early into the fight, because otherwise I'm behind. But I think this is right. You have acrobatics, right? Just to confirm. Wrist acro with a kick bird. Okay. Oh yeah, I also ran around and did like just a little bit of world grinding for getting the party up and stuff. It wasn't anything major because I still have honestly kind of a lot of grinding to do. But I did get at least some of the stuff I'm expecting to use up to 56 in case I want to use it going forward. Okay. We're a little nervous over here, not gonna lie, but we have leftovers of Spathra this time with Psychic Calm Mind, Substitute, and Luminar Crash. My plan is to now substitute against the Toxicroak, who I now know actually has Sucker Punch. And then Calm Mind install it out of Sucker Punches, or if the AI is being dumb and just doesn't want to use it, just get behind a Substitute and kill from there. It's more important that I'm behind a Substitute and kill rather than being like plus whatever for a Calm Mind. But I think if I can get up to +3, Luminar Crash should just be able to OHKO everything. And if I need to switch out or around, we can. I'm very nervous for this fight, but we have a lot of answers this time, and I think we have better knowledge, so I hope that'll help us this time. But Fen's holding leftovers with the substitute to be able to get more subs off if I need to, also. Next, we have Able to Flamigo with Roost, Acro, Low Kick, and Brave Bird. Not holding an item, so Acrobatic comes out at base 110. Really wish this thing wasn't minus speed, because that kind of, I think, might be biting me here, but that's okay. This thing does a lot against just pretty much every fighting type on the team, honestly, and it's kind of just mostly also a flying type, which is also very important against high horsepower stalling if I have to do that again. We have Dot Spun with Crunch, Baton Pass, Charm, and Play Rough. Let me get Crunch off of here because I will not be using that this fight at all. Okay, we'll put Baby Doll Eyes on. For those that don't know, Baby Doll Eyes is only Growl, basically, but it's Growl with priority, and Growl with priority might actually somewhat matter in this fight, so I'm gonna do a very last minute change and add that on here. Next, we have Tinkatalia with an Assault Vest, with Knockoff, Gigaton Hammer, Play Rough, and Fake Out. Just making sure you don't have any other area moves that are relevant, right? Not right now, no, okay. So yeah, so we'll basically just be using this as a general bulky thing. I think I meant for this to mostly just be a check against the Lucario. Depending on how the battle goes, I may not even end up necessarily needing that, but that's okay. I kind of just wanted a bulky special wall. And then also a pivot for some of the other stuff if I needed to. Next is Kevin holding a Shuckaberry with Dig, Protect, Torch Song, and Shadow Ball. There's got to be a better move than Dig, right? With Flamethrower, Protect, Shadow Ball, and Torch Song. And then finally, we have Lit the Kilowattra with Acrobatics, Thunderwave, Volt Switch, and Air Slash. Let me make sure there's nothing else on you that I want as well. Because honestly, Acro's not doing anything in this fight either. And honestly, neither is Thunderwave this fight. Okay, we might slightly tweak the Kilowattra moveset here. Okay. I don't think I'm ever clicking Hurricane in this fight, but if I need something that's more damage than Air Slash, I now have it, and if I need to get rid of my flying type, I also have that option. Okay. I'm nervous as fuck for this fight, but let's just do this, because either this run is happening or it's not happening, and I just need to figure it out, honestly. Oh, do they not make you do the annoying 30 thing again. That's actually kind of considerate, honestly. I was expecting to have to be able to do that. Yeah. I was like not expecting that, honestly. But yeah, if you're wondering why we didn't have to do the grinding thing, it's because we've technically lost this fight already. But through the power of Rabska's Revival Blessing, we're back for another attempt with the knowledge that I should have had the first time. So, she's gonna lead Toxicroak, and we now have Substitute on this thing because we know that this actually does have Sucker Punch. Alright, one Sucker Punch down. We're counting this shit this time. I also made an issue of not counting last time, and that sort of came back to bite me. Sucker Punch number 2. I could have also, if I needed to, just clicked Substitute over and over again, but if I had 2 Calm Mind TMs, I might as well also be boosting my stats for this. Okay, that's fine. Still 2 Sucker Punches. We're just gonna click we're gonna click Substitute again. Once we're behind, or once we're not behind a sub here, because that means you click Poison Jab, probably. Brick Break? That's dumb of you. I'm a Psychic type. Okay. I mean, you technically baited me by not going for Sucker Punch there, I guess. Sure. Sucker Punch number 3. The second she is out of Sucker Punches, we're going in. Sucker Punch number 4. Alright, Aerie. You know you want to lose that last Sucker Punch right here. Can we be back to full and behind a sub and like +5? Come on, Aerie. Let's go. Okay. She is now out of Sucker Punches, which means this like +5, +4, +5 Psychic is going to kill about every Toxicroak within a 100-mile radius. Because this thing's quad effective and also not very specially built. And a crit. Fenn's going in with the vengeance this time. I might outspeed Lucario. Is this coming in because it's going to go for a Dark Pulse? Yeah, I was going to say, Lucario is surprisingly not as fast as you would expect it to be, because that fucked me over kind of a lot in my Storm Silver playthrough. Greetings from lunch break. How's it going, fellow? Good to see you. Do you also not get experience against Aerie's Pokemon that you've already killed? Because I'm not getting experience, and that's actually really interesting to me. I outspeed the Annihilate too? That is actually shocking. Okay. Well, I was expecting to need the Substitute up to take a Rage Fist from the Annihilate. But we might not need that. Passimian is also kind of one of those fighting types that's not super fast, so yeah, I'd outspeed here. So see, had I known the first time that this Toxicroak had Sucker Punch, this would have just been my plan from the get-go. Because one of the fatal flaws of Sucker Punch is it's a little easy to lose all your Sucker Punches and then suddenly not have the answer that you thought you did. I'm gonna go for the Lumina Crash instead of the Psychic, just in case. Actually, you know what? No, fuck it. We're Terra Psychic. This thing's dying. I was gonna go for a Lumina Crash just in case the somehow didn't kill, so Kilowattrel could have guaranteed picked it up anyway. But I think with a Sharp Beak, I don't even need the Spit F drop. I just go for the damage here. Okay. And now, actually, hilariously enough, it drops its speed here, so now it's slower than me. So even if this doesn't kill, I just substitute again, and then we get through this fight with very little damage. But I'm pretty sure this should just kill. It's a Terra Psychic, and I'm like +4. Let's go. The Vengeance! Holy shit! Okay. From a wipe to a 6-0. Talk about a comeback. Thank you, Rabska. Couldn't have done it without you, buddy. Yeah, it's amazing what happens when you have information and then also just don't have to deal with as many awkward pivots as you did last time. Okay. So, we're back on track. There's a little bit of a hiccup there, but we're back on track. I gotta say, the Starmobiles are actually extremely difficult if you don't set up a sweep for them. Because going into this game, like, I wasn't really expecting any of the standard badges to really be that difficult. The gym badges, I feel like could have maybe been, like, the actual, like, gym challenges themselves could have maybe been slightly harder. But I really liked the Titan battles, and I actually really liked the Starmobile fights. I feel like they did a good job of making those actually, like, hard and interesting. Yo, and a TM for close combat? Okay. Yeah, like, most of the death that I've had throughout... That's weird, I had today again for some reason, even though the text box disappeared. I think I like the Starmobile fights specifically because they actually have, like, TM moves and moves that they shouldn't normally have. And one of the cool things about Pokemon is getting able to use a Pokemon's full move pool to its advantage. That's why I typically like Pokemon that can, like, learn a lot of moves over Pokemon that just have, like, one thing that they can do really well over and over again. Which, truthfully, is kind of why you haven't really seen Annihilate too much in this. I've used Annihilate, like, a ridiculous amount during the Terra grinding and stuff, but Annihilate's, like, main gimmick is that it basically just bulks up and sweeps with Rage Fist and stuff. And I've been trying to avoid as many just set up and sweep battles as I can, because I think it's more fun when you actually have to, like, chip stuff down and, like, not get guaranteed kills with everything. But when there's something with Sucker Punch in the front of the party, and you have an opportunity to sweep literally the entire team if you set up, you just take the opportunity. And yeah, had I known that the Toxicroak had Sucker Punch on the first attempt, that first attempt would have went, I believe, the exact same as that. I would have maybe been hesitant to use Calm Mind, because I think I maybe was still trying to save it at that point. But I think had I known that this thing had Sucker Punch, I probably just would have done that sweep from the beginning, because, yeah. But now, we are officially onto the Pokemon League, which is exciting. Because I think we actually have some pretty decent encounters for the Pokemon League specifically. Where's the big boss? You mean the person that told me to beat Team Star this entire time was Team Star? Only slightly shocked. Okay, so now I also have to be careful about going back to the school, because now there's other battles that I need to do over there too. There's like certain spots on the map I have to like vividly remind myself not to go to now. Well, nice. That sweep went about as well as it possibly could have. Y'all didn't even see the other